Ellaina Bergstrom, Ellaina Bergstrom, the number one rep in the entire company this past week, just had a $21,000 fast start. Ellaina, you can repeat what you just said quickly and then you can go ahead, but she's going to give us some tips. Go ahead, Ellaina.
Yeah, okay. So obviously you guys, the team, just encouraged me so much, like with everything and making as many calls as possible right away at the beginning and like making that list during training and then literally just calling like I had 50 people on there and I just called like every single one of them and calling them multiple times when they didn't answer and just setting up like every time it slot in your day, just making a demo. And I think that like definitely started me off strong because like the first 4 days I was at 6K already, and that was really crazy. And then also calling in on every demo. Like like literally every single demo, especially in the beginning, I was calling in and being like, "Can we do this and this?" And like, or this person wants to maybe get this. Can we change this or whatever? And you guys were so helpful, like problem solving. And then I think it kind of just showed like the customer that like we definitely care a lot and we want to get them the best possible deal. And yeah, and then like when I learned more going to champions clubs, that I learned so much, and then using what we learned that morning on like my demos for that day like helped me like close those sales 100%. Like the 3 set close, goal sharing was super important because one, it made it more fun. Like it made the demos more fun because it's like I'm not just doing this because I want to make money. Like obviously that's just a perk of this, but like I get to talk to these people. They're giving me their time. And then, yeah, just making it fun for them. Like, I don't want them to just be like sitting there quietly, just listening to me for an hour, talk, like, just blabber, like, making it more fun and following the script because there's questions in there that make it engaging. And yeah, following the script. I was scared the first like couple appointments. I was definitely scared, but uh, they like the jokes, so say them, and it makes you laugh and makes them laugh, and then you can blame it on your managers that you have to say them, and then they laugh even more. So yeah, I think just making it fun.
I love that. Ellaina, when you're on the demo, they're looking at a set, they're looking at pieces. Any tips you can give on how you were able to help them find the best deals? And I know you called in a lot, but anything you did on the demos to keep dropping down or anything you use with that? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely going slow. I know it's scary like saying the prices because especially to me, like I'm a college student, I'm 20. So like I cannot even fathom spending like that amount on like the ultimate set or something. But like just saying it to them and then being like, "Hey, I can give you a bonus." And then like dropping down slowly. Like, "Yeah, I totally understand. That's maybe not like the right fit right now." And then we can just like we also have this cool set. And yeah, just doing it slowly, I guess.
Ellaina, how do you build rapport and what are some good questions you like to talk about in the beginning? Because I can tell that you like to talk to people and your demo is they go decently long, right? It's not like it's just 45 minutes. What do you
Oh,
talk
no,
about? What
for
are you
sure.
talking about with them throughout?
Yeah, I'd say almost every single one of my demos have been longer than like at least an hour and a half because I am like talking to them at the beginning and being like, "Hey, what was good about your day?" And then cooking rapport is really important. Um, just like you have a video about that I learned at Champs Club, and just using that and being like, "Hey, I want to show you the something that's going to work for you because I want to help you like find a solution in your kitchen and make cooking more fun." And then when they know that you actually care about like their life, then they're like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I do like that. I think that will help me in my kitchen." And then you can like get that information and use it into your presentation,
It's
if
awesome.
that makes sense. Yeah.
How often do you talk to Callista and ask for advice? And how often are you calling in?
I talk to her multiple times a day, every single day. Like we would just have phone calls like after, well, I know I had like a lot of back-to-back demos, especially during my fast start, but like when I had time, I would call her and be like, "Hey, like I had like a no sale and I'm feeling a little bit down. Like what should I do and like what can I do differently?" And then she would help me and like pick me back up kind of because I definitely had those moments where I was like, "Oh, like that wasn't the best presentation ever. And she was like able to encourage me and then also like hype me up on when I did get the big sales too. And I would call her and be like, hey, I just sold a homemaker. And then she would like scream and jump and stuff.
So, Ellaina, people saw you posting a bunch in the chat. You were selling a lot of Cutco each day. It must have been super easy, right? You never had a single negative thing happen to you, right? So we already know that's not true, but were there some days where you kind of were maybe not motivated and kind of down on yourself? And how did you pick yourself up from that? And what did you focus on just to kind of keep creating action moving forward?
Yeah, I think it was like the 7th day of my faster. I had 4 demos that day, and one person canceled on me, and then the first 2 were like no's, and they didn't go well, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is not a good day for me." Like, I don't even know I have like another demo left, and I don't even want to do it. Like, I was just really discouraged. And yeah, that's when I like called Calista and talked to her about it, and she was just like, next one, best one. That was like my main thing to keep in mind. Like, I'm not going to go into this with a bad attitude because then they're going to feel that. So I had to I like put on some music and tried to like hype myself up and have fun and be like, hey, they're giving me their time and that's really important. So I'm going to like make it fun and I'm going to have a good time as well because I do enjoy this. And yeah, was that your question? Does that
That
answer
was
it?
that was super inspiring that you're able to pick yourself up and also lean on your manager and know what you want to do to pump yourself up by listening to some music or change your mood and say, this person deserves my time. And hey, what happened in the last one? Did you have some fun in the last one of the day too?
Yeah, I think I sold a signature or something that last one.
Okay, I'm just gonna spoil myself and say, did you guys hear the result of that? She didn't even mention the result at first. I already knew what she was gonna say because I know Cutco Karma is a real thing. It's so amazing to hear that you weren't having a good day. And how often do we have that happen, you guys? How often do you go into a demo being like, wasn't a very good of a day so far, so I'm just gonna get the base pay and roll into this. But instead of switching of like, no, I'm gonna switch my mindset. I'm gonna go into this demo being excited to say, hey, this person deserves my time. I'm gonna have a smile on my face. I'm gonna not cut any corners. I'll do the exact demo, and who knows what's gonna happen. Next one, best one, boom, just like that. Signature set after that. So, Ellaina, any last words of wisdom to anybody who is maybe if they're watching this and they're in their fast start, or maybe they're out of their fast start and they're on the meeting and they're thinking, how can I have awesome results at this job? Any last words of wisdom you have for anybody?
I would just say go into every demo like what we talked about with that mindset of like their time and your time is precious and like I say at the beginning, like my biggest goal is not that you buy $10,000 worth of Cutco. I know that'd be super awesome, but like I just want to have fun and I want it to be enjoyable for both of us. And I think kind of just like setting that expectation makes it like I feel like they laugh harder at your jokes and like I don't know, it just makes it more enjoyable. And just don't be afraid to call like the chicken list. The people that you're afraid to call are probably going to be your best demos. Like I was well, it was when I was driving back up to school. Uh I have like a 4-hour commute and I have like a little phone holder and I had this person's contact pulled up on my phone while I was driving for like probably 10 minutes just looking at their name and I don't know why I was afraid to call because that was my signature set. Like I don't know what was stopping me from calling them, but then I had a really great conversation and then they were like, yeah, ended up being super good. So don't be afraid to call and just make appointments. Yeah.
Yeah. If you had to give one last thing of like, hey, what is the vector opportunity meant for you so far with obviously you made some great income, but what do you feel like you've gained from the job and how have you changed as a person just in your first week and a half to 2 weeks so far? You're in training literally 2 weeks ago. It was day one of training, and now you're where you're at right now. So what have you liked most about it, and what do you think you've enjoyed, and what have you gotten from it so far?
Well, I really like the flexibility because I am a full time student in college. And like, like this week's kind of been crazy with me, or like for me with exams. But that and oh no, all my stuff I was gonna say just left my brain.
Oh, does
What
anything
did you ask again?
you've gained from the job or any skills
Oh,
or any?
yes. Yeah. Well, one, just being able to, like, communicate with people and, like, not be afraid to talk. Like, my communication skills have, like, skyrocketed and definitely been pushed outside of my comfort zone, but I'm better off for it. Like, my skills have already grown so much. And, like, Nick, if you would have asked me to talk, like, during our training, I probably would have had, like, a panic attack or something. And, like, this was completely impromptu, and I'm like not even I probably would be sweating and like gonna cry or something. But now it's like kind of it's like easy, and I'm grateful to talk. So
Thanks so much for sharing that. And Ellaina, it's been so impressive. We didn't even mention the money side of things, but you did make over $5,000 in your first week and a half on the job. What does that mean to you?
that's I don't know. I was like crying to my parents because that's like in my brain I can't even fathom how much money that is because that's gonna pay for my school. Like I pay for all my stuff myself. I'm in an apartment and everything that we pay for in college, and it's just like the beginning of the school year, I was so stressed about money and how I was going to pay for stuff and applying for loans. And now it's like I have an opportunity to graduate debt free. Like that's insane to me. Oh, and I also was gonna say I like that Cutco, like we have the opportunity to grow and like have a leadership and get like farther, or I don't know how you'd say, like higher up, I guess. I really like that because I'm definitely a competitive person, and I like that there's like still things that I can like reach for.
Yeah, so the advancement thing is really next, right? And
Mhm.
anyway, thanks for sharing that. And how'd you hear about the job?
Through Snapchat ad.
Okay, so something random of like social media. Did you ever expect to like make that much money from like a Snapchat ad? And is like, were you kind of skeptical when you were kind of clicking through and seeing it? You're like, what is this about? And then you decided to apply.
I thought it was a scam and they were just gonna like steal my information. I was like, well, whatever.
And luckily it worked out and you got an interview, came to training, and now you're having awesome results. So proud of you, Ellaina. Let's give Ellaina one more round of applause, please. Great job. And of course, I got to show this number one rep in the entire company, for this past week. Congratulations once again. There, I'll give you a round of applause. Thank you so much for sharing too. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.